Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 24 of the Big Donch Podcast. Sorry I missed last week. I shouldn't have going into the NFL draft, but I'm just so busy with schoolwork. I'm glad I could actually step away from schoolwork and everything else stressful in my life going on today and just, being able to put all my attention to what I love. That's sports, making podcasts, making videos. So we're going to have definitely a fun show today. Today, we will be recapping the NFL draft and giving some teams some grades. We'll be going over the NBA playoffs, MLB, big fighting news and big fights that happened over the past week and next couple of weeks, and some sports history, which I included in my last podcast. Definitely going to continue with that. I do post sports history every single day on my TikTok, which is called Big Donch, so definitely make sure to check that out. We'll also be going over a whole lot more in today's show. Just a reminder to like the Big Donch Podcast on Spotify, subscribe to my YouTube, Big Donch, and follow me on TikTok, like I mentioned, which is also called Big Donch. It will be greatly appreciated. And also, it's May 4th, 2022. May the 4th be with you. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Hopefully, you guys are too. Starting off with the NFL, of course, the biggest on here, the NFL draft. Steelers, I already made my videos on, the pre-draft and post-draft for the Steelers, but just a quick review. I won't go over completely my thoughts, but Steelers select Kenny Pickett out of Pittsburgh, Pickens in the second round out of Georgia, wide receiver, Leal out of Texas A&M, he's a defensive lineman, Calvin Austin, a fast wide receiver out of Memphis. We signed a quarterback late in the draft, wasn't happy with that. Also signed Connor Hayward, I'm pretty sure his name is. He's Cam Hayward's brother. And we got another linebacker out of Ole Miss. I forgot the later round guys, no disrespect to them, but definitely happy with Pickens, Leal, Calvin Austin, and Pickett. He's growing on me. I like the attitude he has. I like the energy, but still, hopefully we don't regret wasting our first round pick. Who knows? We made up for it though later in the draft. It is what it is. To give the Steelers a grade, I'll say a B+. Giants and Jets did great. Giants got Kayvon Thibodeau and Evan Neal, so that's what they needed. They needed a big defensive guy and, of course, a good offensive lineman. Could hopefully show what Daniel Jones is all about, because he's definitely on the hot seat. He was on the hot seat last year. I thought this would be the year that they go after somebody else, even though I do have some faith in Daniel Jones. His time's definitely running out. Gets a good lineman, hopefully a healthy Saquon Barkley. Maybe the Giants could, and Daniel Jones actually shine, because in Daniel Jones' defense, he was put on a bad team, drafted to a bad team. Can't really judge him off that. Last year, though, he had a lot of opportunities and just couldn't, execute. Is that, if I could say that, I guess. I give the Giants an A- in the draft. The Jets, picking up Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, Breece Hall. Let me tell you, I give the Jets an A+. The Jets are going to be a problem this year. Let me tell you, I thought Deebo-Samuel, I thought he was going to go to the Jets. I don't know. They're saying now that the 49ers are going to keep him, but that would have been great. But Jets would have gave a lot up for Deebo-Samuel. I don't know. Jets are going to be good, though. Hopefully the offensive line holds up. Running back, backfield's going to be strong. Wide receivers are going to be strong. Hopefully we see that young quarterback, Zach Wilson, go off and really show his potential, like I was just mentioning with Daniel Jones. But I give the Jets an A+. They're going to be exciting to see this year. Definitely going to be a lot competitive in the past couple of years. Jets are a bad franchise lately. You got to admit, they haven't been good really since Mark Sanchez and Rex Ryan, was leading that team. But yeah, the Jets have been bad for a while now. I think they have the longest playoff drought in the league right now. So hopefully they could get back in there. I don't know if I should say hopefully being a Steeler fan, but close to there. I mean, I see the Jets. The Jets are playing, they're winning. NFL is kind of fun if you think about it. Going on to the Lions now, they picked up Hutchinson and Jameson Williams. Hutchinson's a steal. I mean, even though they got him second pick overall, he's still a steal because he should have went number one. But the Jaguars did get Trayvon Walker over Hutch and Thibodeau. I don't know, man. That was a bad decision by the Jags, passing up Hutchinson. And they also got Jameson Williams, another wide receiver. So Jared Goff also on the hot seat. I know he ran out of luck in the Rams, came to the Lions. Wasn't terrible last year. Definitely got better at the end of the year. I have a lot of faith in Campbell. I really feel like the Lions could go pretty far with Campbell at head coach. Jared Goff, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to really judge Jared Goff. He's very inconsistent, I feel like. But hopefully now he has a good wide receiver crew with Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Hawkinson. Hopefully that offensive line holds up. That defense could, keep the offense off the field a lot more. maybe, what should I say? Keeping the offense on the field a lot more. Shouldn't it be the opposite? Offense is keeping the defense off the field. That's what it should be. My bad. Offense should be keeping the defense off the field. But I give the Lions an A minus. Definitely a good draft for them. Hutchinson, a steal, even though they're second overall. Lions got a good pick there. Eagles. Hate to give the Eagles any credit, but they did great this draft. Gave them an A, picking up Jordan Davis. Traded for A.J. Brown. Most surprising news during that draft. And they got Nakobe Dean, which is a steal. But the Eagles, definitely an A. Great draft for them. Yeah, they're going to be problems again this year, and I hate to say it, but they will be. Jaguars, I just mentioned before, they got Trayvon Walker over Hutch and Thibodeau. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but he definitely did not deserve to go number one. That was very surprising. I know there's some rumors that he could go number one, but I don't know what the Jags were thinking. I give him a C. That was bad. Bad pick by them. Going on to some NFL history. 1978, birth of James Harrison, one of the best offensive outside linebackers of all time, defensive player of the year, two-time Steelers Super Bowl champion. Of course, I'm going to love James Harrison, even though he did us dirty by going to the Bengals and the Patriots also after leaving us a couple times. But he's just a freak athlete, especially being undrafted. Going from undrafted to two-time Super Bowl champion, defensive player of the year, a lot of respect for him. Future Hall of Famer. 100%. Also, 2020, the death of Don Shula, one of the greatest head coaches of all time, the Miami Dolphins, a legend. He passed away in 2020. Moving on to the NBA now. The NBA playoffs, baby. Sixers advanced to the second round to play the Heat. They played in a close series against Raptors. I knew it was going to be a close series. I knew it was not going to be anything easy. Sixers were up 3-0. And they ended up only winning 4-2. So can't be happening. I knew that it's not going to be that easy against the Heat, and I was right. Sixers lost the first game, even though they didn't have Embiid. DeAndre Jordan, not that good. But what can you do? Obviously, when you're playing DeAndre Jordan against Bam in the playoffs, it's going to be tough. We have to have Embiid back. I think he's also missing today. We are playing today. It's in Miami. We got to get this game close, and we just got to move on. Hopefully win this game. If we don't, we have 2 more games to tie it back up in Philly. So we need Embiid back. Hopefully he will be back by our home game. I don't know, but we need Embiid. If we don't have Embiid, we're going to get swept 100%. I mean, if we didn't have Embiid in the Raptors in the Toronto series, we would have get swept. Maybe we would have won 1 game. We need Embiid. We're not going to win any games if we don't have him. Other games in playoffs, Mavericks and Suns also play today. Suns are leading the series 1-0. Donkey dropped 45 points last game. He's carrying that Maverick team. He's been, of course, for years. But yeah, I'm going to give it to the Suns. The Suns just have better chemistry, better overall team. It's going to be basically Luka versus Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, and Chris Paul, really. I can see the Suns going for a sweep here. Maybe a 4-1 or a 4-0 series. I really think that. The Mavericks they don't have it. I'm going with the Phoenix Suns winning this series. And then another great series is the Grizzlies and Warriors. I mean, this is probably the best series in the playoffs right now. A lot of ejections we're seeing, so a lot of energy. But I mean, no, people shouldn't be. I'm pretty sure it was Dylan Brooks getting people injured. Anybody who tries to purposely injure somebody, I don't have any respect. But somebody who has trash talks, aggressive, has a lot of energy, I definitely respect those guys. Like Draymond Green, I love, has a lot of energy. You know what I mean? Draymond Green's a once-in-a-lifetime player. Since Dennis Rodman, whether you like that comparison or not, he is. He's the closest thing we saw to since Dennis Rodman. So Draymond Green, I love, but I don't know. I don't respect anybody trying to injure players on purpose. That series tied up 1-1. I know Klay Thompson got shut down yesterday, so can't have that. John Morant going off. I feel like John Morant's a little inconsistent, not super inconsistent. Obviously, he's one of the best point guards in the league, but you know what I mean. He got to step up every game. But of course, going against the Warriors, it's hard to drop a lot of points and go off when you're playing against probably the top 3 team in the NBA. Celtics and Bucks tied at 1-1. This series, I mean, it's a lot better than I thought it would be. I thought the Celtics would actually go for like the sweep kind of, or a 4-1 series. They still could, of course, but I think the Celtics are going to get past this. I really do. I really think the Celtics are going to win this series. I think the Bucks won the first game. Celtics won the second. So yeah, I'm having the Celtics actually win this series. In history, nothing too big today. Just a lot of playoffs, like in the past, teams advancing. But yeah, I didn't really see anything huge to jot down for history. Going on to the MLB, Phillies play the Rangers today. They lost yesterday, 6-4. Kyle Schwarber went hitless. Bryce Harper's, I just read, he's having elbow pain, so they're going to keep him at DH, not in the outfield. He went 0 for 4, I think, yesterday with 2 Ks. Well, that's not good by our former MVP. A lot of rough starts by these Phillies. JT Realmuto's having a pretty good year. Alex Baum's having an okay year. Castellanos, he's inconsistent. Kyle Schwarber, a lot of guys are just inconsistent, really. We got to get that going before All-Star break because last year we started getting it going after All-Star break. This year we got to get it before. If we don't, we're going to fall short again, just like we did last year, even though we have a better team this year. We got to play better. I'm going to see the Phillies play the Dodgers in a couple weeks, so I don't want to see no loss again. I think every time I went down to Philly to see the Phillies play, they're undefeated. I went to go see the Phillies and Philly play 3 times. They're 3-0. I went to see the Phillies play in Pittsburgh one year. They lost. Of course, they lost to the Pirates, but yeah, they're 3-1 games that I saw them play. Hopefully, that's 4-1 when I go down. They got no hit the other day by the Mets. Oh, geez, can't be happening. But we still ended up doing the series pretty good, so it's all right. We can't be getting no hit though. In history, 2018, Albert Pujols got hit number 3,000. One of the best hitters of all time. Albert Pujols, future Hall of Famer. Can't believe he's still playing. But yeah, that's in MLB history. Now, ending it with fighting. We're going through this a little quick. My apologies, but if you guys know, my podcast usually always quick. Fury versus White the other week. What a great fight. I mean, not a great fight for White, but just a great experience, basically, I can say. Great atmosphere for Fury. Apparently, it's his last game. I'm sorry, his last fight. I doubt it. Everybody says that, and they come back. Every fighter says that, and they come back. There's a lot of money to be made in boxing. All right, he gets a fight with like Usyk or oh my gosh, I can't think of the guy from UFC real quick. Oh my goodness, but you know the heavyweight from UFC. He gets offers like that. They're going to be in the tens of millions of dollars. Okay, 10, 20, 30 million dollars that his purse could be. You can't say no to that. He's still young. He still has a lot to prove. He does. I mean, he held every belt in his career, but he never held every belt at the same time. And he has that chance beating Usyk. I really think that nobody can beat him. Anyone in the world right now could beat Fury. His biggest challenge is Usyk, yes, but I don't think Usyk could beat him. He'll probably go the distance. He'll probably go to the decision. But Fury is really one of the best. I know this is a wild take, but I really believe Fury is one of the best fighters of all time. I really mean that. He said it himself. You know, he's 6'9", moves like I forgot what he said, like a welterweight or whatever. It's just insane, his body. Maybe not just his boxing. His boxing skills aren't the best, but just his build. It's like saying like with Shaq. Okay, Shaq's skills, of course, weren't the best, but just the fact that he was just so big and dominant, that helps a lot, of course. That's what Tyson Fury. I mean, I can't think of anybody who could really beat Tyson Fury. There's, of course, I do think people who could beat him, but I'd still favor Tyson Fury against a lot of people. No disrespect to the legends, but Lennox Lewis probably could have a good chance. I honestly, I don't know about Muhammad Ali. I really don't. And that's not disrespect to anybody, to disrespect to the legends, disrespect to Muhammad Ali. But how could he beat a guy like Fury? I mean, he's 6'9" and moves so quick as a heavyweight. I don't know. I mean, obviously, we're never going to see. It's like the Jordan and LeBron debate. We'll never know. All we can do right now is just live in the present. I'd like to see if Fury's my favorite fighter of all time. That's for sure. But I don't want to see him retire. He's a lot left to prove. He has to go for that undisputed. He has to go for that undisputed. Beat Usyk, retire. I don't know why he's retiring now. He has a lot more money to make, a lot more belts to get back. I don't know. To be the first undisputed heavyweight champion in the world. Why not go after that? Make history. That's just my thoughts. Stevenson versus Valdez. This was this past weekend. Stevenson just showed his skill. I mean, I thought this was going to be a lot closer fight than I thought it would be. I still had Stevenson winning, but I didn't think it'd be that bad. That was bad. That was a beatdown. I mean, respect to Valdez. I respect any fighter, but That was bad. I expected more from Valdez. Stevenson just showed that just how good he is. He's the best in that division, 100%. Now I don't know who we're gonna see next though with Stevenson, and apparently rumors with him and Loma. Stevenson moving up. I think if Stevenson moves up, he's gonna struggle. If Loma moves down, he'll be all right. That could be a good fight. I have Loma winning, but I don't know. I really don't know. Canelo versus Bivol this Saturday for Cinco de Mayo weekend. Tradition. I have Canelo. Easy. By stoppage. I have Canelo by stoppage. Late in the rounds, though. I say by stoppage, just like with the Caleb Plant fight, maybe around that 10 or 11th round. I doubt it goes to a decision, but I do see a stoppage. It's going to be a TKO, maybe not a knockout. That's my predictions. I'd be very specific. But I say a TKO in round 10. Canelo wins. B-Ball, no disrespect, but nobody's on the level of Canelo right now. That's just simple as that. Nobody on this earth in that weight class or surrounding weight classes are on the level as Canelo. Simple as that. In the UFC, we have this weekend also Oliveira versus Gaethje. Good UFC fight. Love me some good UFC fights. Definitely be tuning into that as well. That's probably a bigger fight than, of course, Canelo versus Bivol, in my opinion. That's going to be going. That's a pretty good undercard, too, I saw. In history, in boxing or fighting history, 2013, Mayweather defeats Robert Guerrero to retain the WBC title. Mayweather undefeated. I mean, obviously, he's going to always retain every title he gets. But that's fighting. Just love boxing so much. So glad that fights are picking up. Can't wait for that Kambosos Haney fight. That's after the Dylan White and Fury fight. This Kambosos and Haney fight is one of my favorites of the year. Definitely excited for this. Two great fighters. I really do not know who's going to win this fight. Of course, talk more about it in the next couple of weeks, but I really do not know who's going to win this fight. I don't have a favorite. I really do not know. Haney is stronger than Kambosos, but Kambosos is quicker and faster. We don't know. I really don't know. I mean, rooting wise, I like Kambosos. I like the story. I liked how he came as the underdog against Tio and just basically embarrassed him. That's what I like about Kambosos. But Haney, he's also a beast too. Gonna be a great fight. So I don't know who I'm rooting for yet. I don't know who's gonna win, but just great fight for boxing. That wraps up the Big Donch Podcast. However, today it was a quick one, but a smooth one. May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to follow my Spotify. Leave a like on the YouTube video if you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. You know it all. Or don't. It's all right. But, guys, I'm out. Peace. May the 4th be with you.